Well, hello, folks out there in YouTube land. Got a big show lined up for you. Oh, yeah, the Kentucky Wildcats are desperate for revenge. They are so angry, and I've gone behind enemy lines. Oh, my, they're angry. They do not like the Vols. But first, I do want to go over a mistake that I made the other day, and I want to talk about it for a minute. This was a video that I did yesterday, and I made the mistake. If you look down here, I spelled wasted, W-A-I-S-T-E-D. That was the second show I'd done in one day, and instead of W-A-S-T-E-D. And oh boy, did they let me have it in the comment section.
Now Kane!
So much so that I decided to leave it alone and just let them have some fun with it, because look, there's a lot of folks that like to give you grief over stuff like that, and that's fine with me. It doesn't bother me at all. Man, they wore me out. You can see here one guy said wasted, and the way I spelled it, and then it says classic Vol. This one says, you had me at spelling error. I thought wasted plus hot dog meant they had him on a forced diet. Here's a guy that says wasted, not wasted. Dude, go Vols. Another guy said, in this case, wasted is misspelled. It should be wasted without the I. This guy says wasted equals punched in the gut. Here's another one. Wasted, 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 and so are you. No, I'm not.
Is that like a personal attack or something?
Anyway, they had their fun. I had to let them just go ahead with it. I guess they never make mistakes.
Pardon me, Mr. Perfect! I guess I forgot that you never ever make a mistake!
Anyway, that's not my first mistake. It will not be my last. But anyway, I just left it alone. But let's get into these Kentucky Wildcats. They're very angry. Very angry indeed. Now, let me prepare you. If you're somebody that gets easily upset when people talk smack, this is not the video for you. So the best thing for you to do is
just walk away.
Exactly. Don't be coming at me in the comments saying, how dare you show them talking smack about us? Look, it's sports, man. It's just part of it, especially on YouTube.
Question. I hate Tennessee because they are low down, they're dirty, they're snitches. We don't like to generalize here, but Tennessee fans are collectively the worst group of humans ever?
How dare you!
I think ever. Is that safe to assume, Drew Franklin? Is that fair?
They're number one on my power rankings, that's for sure.
Did I not tell you this might not be for you? They didn't waste any time. I mean, they went straight into it.
I learned to hate Tennessee. It wasn't something I just, like, it was, I knew how gross and disgusting they were. I knew it was a bad idea to wear that color around.
Let the hate flow through you.
But I didn't really learn to hate Tennessee until that stupid game in 2007 when I had to hear people like Donovan singing Rocky Top on and on and on. And then Lona Sieber gets his field goal blocked in overtime. Look, we were this close to that upset. And I was scarred for life by that song, man.
Good.
It's basically the soundtrack to hell.
Now, folks, let me tell you what brought all that on. That's us kicking their rear ends for I don't know how many years now. And they've had one or two victories, but here and there, just very scattered. But we've owned them for a long time, and that's why they're so angry at us. And I can understand that. They've had one good win this year, and that was at home against Florida. But that 5-0 start, look who they beat. Ball State, Eastern Kentucky, Akron, and Vanderbilt. That's their first 4 wins. Then they did beat Florida at Lexington. Then they got absolutely boat raced by Georgia. And then Missouri had a lot of fun with them. And now they got Tennessee coming into town. And that's normally what they do. They normally start out 4-0 or 5-0 because that's where they put their easy wins in their season. And then they come back to reality and towards the second half. Because you can see all the games they got left. They might be able to take out Mississippi State, though. Alabama, that's a loss. South Carolina, they can beat South Carolina. It's at SC, though. And then Louisville will probably whoop them. But anyway, they're just tired of it. They're sick and tired of us whooping up on them. And last year was kind of brutal. I mean, we literally had a party at their expense and wore them out really good. I think we even had the Halloween uniforms on that night. And Hendon Hooker just went crazy on them, and Jalen Hyatt and all those guys. And the defense, they didn't even let them score. And they had their unbelievable quarterback who was going to go in the top 5. What was his name? Will Levis. Levis, that's it. Forever in blue jeans. Anyway, that's a lot of reasons why they're so angry. But let's talk about this game. I did want to show you how angry they are, though. It's good for you to see that they're going to be waiting for us up there. So we're going to have to bring at least our B game to whoop up on them. Maybe not our A game, but at least our B game. Now, the one thing they've got going for them is Ray Davis. They went and got him from Vanderbilt for some money. Ray Davis, which I don't blame Ray Davis for leaving Vanderbilt if they wouldn't pay him. Ray Davis is a fine running back, but he's the second leading RB in the SEC. But also the thing about Kentucky is they usually just play one guy pretty solid. But as you can see, we've got the 4th, the 14th, and the 19th top running backs in the SEC, and they've only got one. And again, that's Jalen Wright, of course, Jabari Small, and Dylan Sampson, because we spread it out. And look here at Joe Milton. Look at Joe Milton. He's showing up. And that's the thing. He is the key guy as far as our offense is concerned. Obviously want him to play well. But when he runs the ball, that is a whole new problem for Kentucky or any other defense, because you're not going to be able to stop him. Look, he ran against Alabama at Alabama. He's going to run pretty much anywhere he wants because you can't see it coming. You know, you've got to focus on those three running backs or they're going to run all over you. So that gives Joe like free reign to do what he wants. And if you come up and want to play the run, he can burn you. You know, he threw for 271 yards last week against Alabama, and Squirrel White was on the loose. Yeah, he caught 11 passes for over 100 yards, and that 140-yard catch was amazing. So that's going to be very interesting to watch. Now, the other issue is their quarterback, and that's Devin Leary. I thought he was going to be a really good pickup for Kentucky, but he's throwing for 54%, which just shocks me. I believe they got him out of NC State, and he played well there, but he's not playing well here, only 54%. He's got 14 touchdowns. He's got 7 interceptions, so not great. Joe Milton's just ahead of him, but he's at 62%, and about similar on the touchdowns, interceptions, 12 and 4. But Devin was supposed to be the answer to Will Levis, and that hadn't worked out so well for him. So it would appear to me Kentucky's going to try to run the ball and run it a lot with Ray Davis. So we're going to need to focus on him. And I would pin my ears back on those long third downs and try to take out Devin Leary because he can be sacked. So this should be a very interesting game Saturday night at 7 o'clock, which is great for me. It's not best for the team. 7 o'clock's when everybody's gotten all energized.
You fellas been doing a bit of boozing, have you? Sucking back on Grandpa's old cough medicine?
No, oh no, sir.
No.
And yeah, they like to get energized up at Kroger Field at 7 o'clock. Let me assure you, those Kentucky folks, they know how to enjoy themselves. So they'll be fired up, and the weather should be perfect. I think we're going to have real nice weather that night. So it should be a fun game. And believe me, if Kentucky loses this game again, they're going to go into depression. It'll be awful because they'll know their season's creaked. Look, this is their Super Bowl. It just is. And I can understand that. Look, when the team's got your number like we've had, I get it. You know, Florida's had our number in the past, and it stinks. This year was very upsetting to me, so I get it. But we need to win this ball game, continue on. We're, 5-2 right now, and we've won a couple of nice SEC games. And we need to win on the road. We've struggled on the road this year. We need to win on the road. That'll be good for Joe and the rest of the team. And the defense needs to continue to play well. We've put a lot of pressure on the quarterback. We've handled the run really well. And I feel good about this game. But, you know, we'll see. It is away, and we've not played so well away. All right, folks, and at this time, I do want to thank today's sponsor. That's Eco Heating and Air. These folks are huge Vols fans, and they've got 3 locations in the state of Tennessee. I'll show you that here in just a second. But they were watching the channel and enjoyed it and wanted to be a sponsor. And I said, absolutely, let's get this thing done because they do love their Vols. And you can find them in Lenoir City, which is right next to Knoxville. They'll cover that whole area, Jamestown and Dunlap, Tennessee. And taking care of your HVAC is very important. As I get older, I realize how critical it is to keep your home in a good temperature. And if you don't service and maintain your units, you're going to be miserable when that thing goes down, and you can't handle 85 or 90 degree weather in the summertime when your house just gets boiling, and it'll make you sick as a dog. And they do have a special maintenance program right now that the next 15 callers, if you mention Sports Talk Jay, you will get a free UV cleaner that they use in hospitals included with the maintenance agreement. And it's a 21-point inspection. It does include 2 visits, and that'll really keep your unit in great shape, and you won't have that horrible bill when it goes on the blink, or if it just completely goes kaput. And I've had that happen to me to the tune of about $8,000 many years ago, and I've learned not to do that anymore. So maintain your unit, take care of it, it'll take care of you, and don't be like me or Aunt B.
Why didn't you call the man?
I should have called the man like you said.
Call the man. Exactly. Just call the man. That's all you got to do. So much cheaper in the long run to maintain your unit. Anyway, I did want to cover this. I thought it would be fun. And if you like this content, be sure to hit that like button. Let's me know to continue to cover the Vols and the SEC and all our opponents and all that good stuff. And going behind enemy lines. If you've not subscribed, it's on my right, your left. Just hit that little button. I would appreciate it. Costs you nothing and it helps me out. And right over here is the most recent video that YouTube thinks you'll love. And we'll see you next time on Sports Talk Jay.